Okay, pet parents, you guys wanted me to do a series on humane euthanasia, so let's keep this conversation going. Pull up a seat, grab yourself a cold one, because today we're going to talk about quality of life and how we can determine that. A starting off rough definition of quality of life is just the mental, physical, and emotional happiness and well-being of your pet. Now, the most basic pumpkin spice version I can give you is just how much pleasure and enjoyment your pet gets out of their life from a day-to-day basis. For those of us that advocate for humane euthanasia, where quality of life becomes important is when the quality of life of the pet is poor, meaning the pet has little to no enjoyment or pleasure in their life, and every day is getting harder and harder for them. Now, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Everybody has a different stopping point. What may be a poor quality of life in the eyes of person A may be a very appropriate quality of life in the eyes of person B, and within reason, as long as the pet is not suffering, that is okay. Now, the important question, how exactly can you tell when your pet's quality of life is bad enough to start having the hard conversation with your family veterinarian? Well, there's a million different methods out there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 different methods that you can follow as a guideline if you choose to. The first method is what I call the calendar method. And to do this, you just go out and you buy a calendar and you really pay attention to your pet. As they get up there in age, they're going to start having bad days. If they're having a bad day, put a B down on the calendar. If they're having a good day, put a G down. At the end of the month, tally up how many B's and G's you have. And once you start having far more bad days than good days, then it may be time to start thinking about having that conversation with your family vet. The second method is what I call the list method. Basically, you just take a list of 4 or 5 things that your pet has always loved to do. And once they no longer do those 4 or 5 things, then it may be time to start thinking about having that hard conversation with your family vet. The third method is really for those of you who are very analytical, people who are really big into percentages and need numbers to make decisions. There are a ton of different surveys out there that you can fill out to put an analytical number to where your pet's quality of life is. One of the better ones is from the Ohio State University College of Veterinary Medicine, so if you want something like that, feel free to go online and download one. As a bonus, here's a list of a few other things that your pet may do that may also indicate that it may be time to start thinking about having that hard conversation.